we just saw one of the greatest managers in world football, Carlo Ancelotti, which got us thinking about just the managers as a whole in this Champions League competition and the role that they play. And you each are going to rank your top 5 in this Champions League. Let's see your top 5 list.
I'm interested. By the way, we have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, they don't have any clue. So this is
first
time.
So this is blind draw. I'm going number 5, Don Carlo Ancelotti. So Don Carlo, this guy right here, you got a problem with what?
Listen, your life, your list, your life. I hate you. I appreciate you, my brother.
What hasn't gone well in La Liga this season, in the Champions League, he is the Champions League master. But he's got a lot to prove coming up. This tie against Atleti, they haven't been the big game players that they were last season. So Carlo Ancelotti, he is the player whisperer. I think that he will get his side ready to rock and roll. Number 4, Xabi Alonso. He's not just a tactical genius. He's got that suave about him, and his team really embodies the suave. And another intangible that I love is that he knows how to develop players like Florian Wirtz. He came through the Real Sociedad system and obviously did well in terms of the youth, and he's bringing that ingenuity to Bayer Leverkusen. Diego Simeone, Cholo Simeone, he's got that bite, that bark, and his team embodies that, and he will be a La Liga champion this season. His team is a team that no one wants to play. Hansi Flick, what he's done with Barcelona, I mean, they are the highest scoring team in world football, 124 goals in all competitions in 40 matches. The closest team, I think, has 105, and that's Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid. Arne Slot, I mean, what can we say about Arne Slot? Best team in world football, and they're going to lose to PSG.
I really came and
so he still gets number 1. Okay.
I had so much notes on here prepared, and I was gonna come into this and be really, really tactical in my approach. But I just feel like sometimes you just have to do what your heart says. How do you put the Don 5th? That is, I feel like I'm screaming for every fan. 5th, this guy, 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 Champions League winner. This guy right here.
Are we talking last season or are we talking right now?
It doesn't matter.
We're talking this season.
But this guy right here is the embodiment of modern day management. He is adaptive through errors. He has shown he can do it. You know what? I just have to appreciate everybody for their opinions. That's what I always say.
Didn't you say Atletico aren't the underdog against Real Madrid, and you're putting this guy top of the world?
But look what he's holding.
Doesn't that mean that Cholo Simeone is the guy you're backing?
Look at what he's holding. He's done it. He's been there. I am the man.
JD, I gotta say, earlier on in the show, you were saying Real Madrid shouldn't be the favorites. Have you seen them in Champions League? So let's see your list. Come on.
I understand this, and I can talk about what's happening in modern day football, but I have to go with, as I said, it's about trophies, it's about winning, it's about consistency, it's about errors.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with Arne Slot because it takes some big shoes to walk into what Jurgen Klopp has developed at Liverpool. Not only has he turned around and made those players better, but the consistency and the lack of energy that they're using on a consistent basis. I'm loving what Liverpool are doing. Arguably the best team in Europe right now, but as a manager, still has to prove it in the Champions League. Diego Simeone, the only thing that's missing from his title cabinet. We already know, 12 years Atleti, he's changed this club top to bottom, lived through the different eras, the different strikers, the different styles of football. And this man right here is looking for a Champions League more than anybody else on this list. Luis Enrique, I actually love, because sometimes as modern football fans we forget, before Pep Guardiola at Barcelona, this man was doing unbelievable amounts of football and business with Barcelona. I remember the 3 seasons in a row, 9 trophies, the consistency, the style of football, the fluidity that Barcelona had. Why I fell in love with Barcelona again was due to this man. Hansi Flick. I run out of superlatives for their attacking football. I love it. Top to bottom, the fluidity, the way that they come and attack teams. It doesn't matter who's on the opposite side. Hansi Flick believes that they can take him on and they can break them down. And the way he's developing with Dani Olmo is just different level and the Don. I'm just going to end it with this. 5-time Champions League winner. Italy, England, Spain, it doesn't matter where he is. This guy just knows how to win games. Yeah. That right there is the greatest manager, arguably, of all time.
So if we had started this show, if we went back to the future and we went back in time, and this was the start of the season, that list, 100% agree. But I'm just confused. Arne Slot, his team are top of the Premier League.
Facts.
His team finished top in the Champions League phase, and you got him at number 5?
You still have to prove it.
They haven't won. Liverpool haven't won anything yet.
Thank you.
They haven't won anything yet, but that list right there, I'm thinking right now, Arne Slot is the 5th best manager in world football right now going into the knockout round of Champions League, and Carlo Ancelotti is he's not managing like the best manager in world football right now. He didn't play Raul Asensio at the weekend. He was forced to play the kid, and the kid is his best player on this team in the back line. He may not even have a job this summer, and we're talking about he's number 1 right now.
You got JD doing the sign of the cross over here.
I'm just for Carlo. I'm just trying to defend Carlo for Carlo to be in here right now. The disrespect that these people are giving to me for what I've achieved in world football. This guy right here is the pinnacle of management. Every single manager we have listed is looking at Carlo and thinking to themselves, I have to adapt for this Real Madrid team, because you said it and you said it today. When it comes to the Champions League, even though I don't believe and the eye test tells me what I know it tells me, they are still so dangerous.
When it comes to managers, legacy is everything. We talk about it all the time, whether it's match number 1 on the touchline or match 501. Whose legacy would be enhanced the most with a win in this Champions League run?
Victor. Oh, man, I don't know, man. Victory, I feel, for Vincent Kompany would be extremely important. And the only reason why is because tactically we can see what he's trying to do. I love in terms of his approach and what he's done in terms of going to the Bundesliga and really putting his stamp on things. We've seen it in the Championship. I've seen him do it in the Premier League. Unfortunately, his spell at the top end of English football, I don't believe had the finish that he would have wanted. You've been given another great opportunity. There's not many players or managers in their life can say I've gone from Burnley to Bayern Munich. And again, it's about him now saying, OK, I do have this squad. I do have the consistency, as well as playing the Champions League final in Munich. The pressure is on my shoulders, but I have to accept it. So I believe Vincent Kompany has the most determined take from this.
Yeah, he's also the youngest manager in the Champions League right now. So we'll see if that youth or inexperience as a manager pays off in some of his gambles he's willing to take, or it costs him. The person that, when I saw this question, I was actually on a trip, and when I got asked who would be the one to benefit the most in terms of his legacy, I'm looking at this guy right here. Luis Enrique. I go back to last season, and you damn near got me to scream in terms of the expectation of what they should have done with Kylian Mbappe in the Champions League last season. This team, this season, they look more of a team. They look like they have more intangibles. And what he's done is he's gotten better in the middle of the park. The likes of João Neves, who could end up being the signing of the summer in terms of midfielders if they make a run, which I expect him to. He's a guy that needs a Champions League, not just to deliver for a PSG side that's starved, a club that's starved of European glory, but in terms of his own intangibles, he was stripped of a major international tournament because of the health of his daughter, right? He was part of the Spanish national team. He's a manager that's willing to make the difficult decisions, and now he has a team that believes that it doesn't matter who they're playing, it doesn't matter where they're playing, they can go and knock anyone in world football off their perch.
I think he's super hungry. And that's what I would say. Like, you know, when they judge managers and they say, how you can handle stars, and that's one thing. But how do you handle it when all of the stars want to exit and it's about the redevelopment, the rebrand, the rebuilding? And what I love is Dembele. For me, he stepped into that role, and we've seen the Dembele that has gone to Barcelona, maybe hasn't worked out. Borussia Dortmund had his spells, but this guy right here, what he's bringing out of those players in world football, I think right now, you are right. He really could do with another moment to say that I am one of the greatest managers of a generation.
Yeah,
100%. To do it without Kylian Mbappe, to do it without Lionel Messi, and they'd have to, there's a chance, get past Real Madrid in order to go all the way if Real Madrid are able to get past Atletico Madrid. On the same side, because I agree with you, Luis Enrique, I also think Carlo Ancelotti, because when you are the guy, you're the pinnacle. Unfortunately, that's never enough. You got to keep it going. And so Carlo Ancelotti, I think, is under just as much pressure because you know who they have? Kylian Mbappe.
Hey, both of you are clearly Carlo's agents.